for Coherence 2025. We're already in the conversation, but I'm like, no, wait, I need to press the record button because juices are definitely leaking from you, the wisdom. Thank you so much for having this call with me.
Hi, Alex. Nice to be here. Thank you for inviting me. This is already been fun and exciting, and we jumped into it a little bit ahead of ourselves. So glad to get the recording going.
Sweet. Yeah, Quorum One was definitely was the first project. I'm like, okay, we need to bring Quorum One. So absolutely, and you are the first front of Quorum One. So super.
Yeah, we were just like the first conversations, and hopefully first of many. So and, connecting through Coherence TV and Quorum One connections and all these things. So very exciting. Yeah, and
Yes.
so let's dive into our conversations and get back into it, right?
Yes, yes. I want you to tell me about Quorum One and also about what is your role in Quorum One in few words.
Few words is difficult. I still struggle with that, but in essence, I think Quorum One is as a venture ecosystem is so it's a place where all the people involved in this new business and new world, new digital economy that we're living in can uh, operate in a different model, and that's a more democratic, more fair, more ethical, more transparent. And again, just following the progression of what's evolved already. We've already kind of turned into community-based businesses, but it's extractive, and it's not fair for people working. How do we do this? And we don't have a single solution. We think that we need to experiment, and so we've created a place where we can experiment. And so we can so you can join guilds and discuss your what your specialty fields or your interests are. You can create projects together and that are meaningful, and not just in terms of for life, but for also again for business and for how to operate an organization that's going to produce and regenerative resources and capital, right?
Sure.
So that's a little bit about Quorum One.
Good.
And so
we will have further dives, right? We agreed on that already. So
for sure,
we'll investigate the depth of what is Quorum One. We planned a deeper session on the actual platform where I will be onboarding the platform with my project, and like that, our audiences will be able to see live what is actually going on. So I'm looking forward to that. We will not say so much more about Quorum One as such right now. But I wanted to touch also because the Quorum One is a big team, right? And who are you on that team?
So I am a steward in Quorum One. I'm also an investor in Quorum One. I'm a the lead of the NXP team right now, which is the network experience team, which is very challenging right now for on these first steps to as we're launching on this new kind of way of doing things and exploring this with other people. So I've been in front of a lot of people, so it's been very exciting, very challenging as well too.
Good, that's challenging must be, then it's progress.
Yes.
And how does Quorum One connect with themes of wise AI and conscious collaboration? Because these are the themes of our Coherence MVP.
Yeah, I think starting at the top with like the way we kind of I just framed it is like we see like I see people like in this process as builders, like like these are the people, like the gig workers, the people who are talented and like have a specialty. They're the builders, and then there's the entrepreneurs, and then there's the investors, and we're all all these three personas, like everyone can take on a bit of these. And again, this is like an experimental sandbox. Let's actually create these, create this, create your vision of this. Let's co-create that. Let's see what we can, let's see what works, and let's iterate on these things. Let's learn from each other. So in terms of conscious collaboration, I think that's very much a part of it. And again, and then again through these conversations, that discovery in conversation is where actually like we start seeing these things. Like we were just talking at the top of the call, a pain point that you're having, and then I was just saying, hey, I just had this conversation with someone who was like, could maybe help with this problem. Let's create this connection, and like let's see if we can help each other, and this will help him like frame his business and help be able to grow this. This will be able to help you in terms of starting yours. And this is where I see that this conscious collaboration and being the human connectors between these things, and finding ways to now use AI to learn from this process as well too, and say use these tools as human beings to support our missions here. And again, so kind of connecting the why is AI portion of it, it's research and practice. And so parts of it is, again, coming back to creating guilds that are around building AI, around ethical AI building, and getting the people who are most deeply interested in this to come up with it, discuss it, create projects, and take action on it. It's like, how do we build better tools? How do we do this? And even within Q1 and my work, it's like I'm using these tools because we need to use these tools and explore them and see. It's like, oh, this is what they do. This is how we can actually use them correctly. This is how people are using them incorrectly. And create these a loose set of boundaries, so start forming up into what it can be a best practice. So again, research and practice, I think, is the best way forward, and then sharing that with everyone.
Yeah, so to me it looks like that the Quorum One is kind of like a space holder for emerging technologies of venture development. Would that be a proper?
And so like one example that someone was tried like using as a metaphor is like we're kind of like the mall, like a very common American, typical American like creation. So we're the mall, right? We're the space, but it has all these stalls and spaces for businesses to set up shop, right? And so this is what we're doing. It's like, so we're just the mall, so like in some ways we're the least important thing. What comes in is the most important thing, right? And setting these up and giving them the support so they can actually now create their businesses and operate and focus on what their specialty is. So again, so they're no longer worried about finding a building and keeping the lights on and all those kind of things. The mall is we're taking care of those things, so you can focus on yours, right? So in that way, and again, like, so in these spaces, like emergent technology, emergent practices can emerge. And so this is a combination of these projects and guilds. And so who are the tent poles going to be is an exciting thing to that we're going to be discovering together.
Yes, exactly. Good. This is already being scheduled. So now I want you to tell me, how do you understand coherence?
Still learning, and like to be honest, I'm as an older person, as well too. This was like the understanding of like what the value of media is in business, and like what is it producing? Like why is this why is this world transitioning this way? And is giving more clarity as we kind of like transition more into this digital economy era, and again, the importance of this is part of work now too. We work between cameras now, right? Human interaction is, human being, computer, human being now. And now what does that mean? We're all on TV, we're all on media. Media is a part of our lives. We are, it is now, something that we have to integrate in order to do work in the future. I mean, in every form, we're going to be a part of the conversation in this way. So this exploration of it, and again, is this next step is like what things like this, what we're creating together here is actually valuable for, everybody in different ways. So, and this is like a very cool exploration of it. So
I'm very happy that you like it. Good. And what do you hope to get out of participating in Coherence?
really more one-on-one connections is, what's super exciting to me is, again, this is another one of the things I did when I joined Quorum One is, I looked through the members and I found, people I thought was like, this is the person who's interesting. This is the person who's saying something about something I don't know about. So I reached out and I asked, can we schedule a one-on-one and, talk about, ethical AI. Let's talk about sociocracy. Let's talk about stigmergy and let's, help me understand and, scratch my curiosity. I'm just curious and, I'd rather learn from a person coming back to the conversations and like hear their stories and how they come to these things. So so I'm looking for more one-on-ones and talking to people. I already got one person introduced to me through Christine, so we're going to be able to set up a conversation and I get to learn from someone I've never met before. And again, coming back to what Q1 is, like one level of it, we're a social network, but social network with purpose. And so this is again, yet another opportunity for me to build, my network, especially, and to enhance, hopefully each other's lives.
Okay. And
in some small fraction way.
Sure.
Yeah.
Or maybe not, maybe in quite a big way.
Yeah. Like let's keep all the options open.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm still curious. Okay. Ed Hwang, this is how you want to benefit from participating in Coherence, but I'm also thinking, what do you think how Quorum One would benefit from Coherence? Have you thought about it? Or is it a question to somebody else from the team?
I think it's so many ways because again, we want to create like bring in people into this social network, like that's different from other things that we've already explored and we see because we want to be action oriented and doers.
Yeah.
With that purpose. So, doing this together, I think for Quorum One is, serving that purpose, how, like coming together, co-creating, so, and just in that process, allowing other things to emerge. Hopefully other people will see this and say, I have a project. I can see how we can work together and come together.
Good. I'm very curious what others will tell me as an answer to this question.
Absolutely.
Oh, I would like to onboard, like have this project welcome call for everybody because I'm betting that the answers will be different, right?
I think I think that's the exciting part. They all should be different, and then they should, inform our visions as well too. Because like if they align, we're like, aha, I feel more validated. And then if there's something there, they're like, oh, is there something I'm missing? Like let's listen, let's let's hear that out. Because again, I don't think that there's a single solution. There's no way to
But we only get to have one project welcome call, right? This is it.
Yeah.
And I kind of wish that all of you would be here already. Hank, Stefan, and Hendrik. And okay, good. Next question, because our time is running. You have another call. What kind of projects? And I want you to think both as Ed as well as Quorum One. So you have to put yourself into those roles, two of those roles. Now, what kind of projects would you like to connect with?
I mean, that is such a broad question for me because I'm so curious about everything that and I've been connecting, again, this is the cool thing about Q1 so far. I've been connecting with people who are doing, venture impact, entrepreneurship and, who are looking at, who are looking to solve environmental problems, who are looking to solve workers' rights problems, who are looking to, strengthen their own communities, like, both, locally, and they all matter to me. They all, and like, it's really more about that human connection? Are these people passionate about what they're doing? So it's like, like it's not even about, like the thing, right? Like the product. It's like, are you the person,
Right.
is that sparkle and joy there? And again, like, can we, and can we do something to make that, infectious, contagious, and spread to, more people and create more? And, again, use this as a way to, as a different way to model success. And, again, both personally and as Quorum One, this is the goal is, again, I want to be able to walk away from this quietly, but knowing that, Alex, has success, and like, she can pass that success on to someone else as well too. And, that's a legacy, that I would like to leave behind, both as a person and as a company.
I love it. I love it. Wow. Okay. I'm noting down that I want to make matchmaking for you with the most passionate, infectious, and contagious souls here on that platform. Is that
Which should be an easy find. I think,
right?
Yeah. I mean, that doesn't filter down your list very much, I don't think. I'm sorry.
No. But if I would rate people from the most passionate, I guess, and connect you with top 3, I think you would be already having some gems there for goals. All right, last
Absolutely.
question then. Do you have any questions for me?
Like 1,000 questions. I don't think we have enough time for this call. Again, like, and a lot of these are about, let's work together. Let's do a little workshopping, and let's find out about about pre-branding, and how can I help you? And so and not only that, but again, we talked about digital nomading, and again, the future of work, and how so 1,000 questions. And again, I think even more subjects that we can explore on different calls, and just explore together. So
I should have phrased
too
this
many,
question
sorry.
differently, because my question was mostly about do you have any questions to me in the context of participating in Coherence? Is there anything that is unclear still to you, and about participation, about how to go next, or have we?
No, I think I need to still explore the dashboard more, and and watch some of the other calls. I just got been reviewing those things, and reviewed the deck. You've actually made a beautiful site, and have a lot of great material. So this is all excellent. And really, the main question is going to be scheduling the next call, which and again, making sure that that's set up the right way, and and the recordings are you guys have that capture, and then scheduling the next call, so let's again, if you got 3 more, I would love to get those kind of lined up and scheduled at some point as well too.
Yeah, we have time with the MVP until end of June. So for me, we can sit down and schedule them right now, even. Absolutely.
Yeah. But let's wait on that so I can prep up for my next call, though. So
exactly, this is not urgent. We can do it also tomorrow.
Yeah, absolutely.
So thank you so much. I'm very grateful. We made it finally. Yoo-hoo. And
Thank you.
I really
Thank you
have
for
a lot
having
of
me.
energy today with this matching outfit also, and matching settings. It's hilarious. So I'm looking forward to our next calls.
Yeah, absolutely. Cool. Thank you so much again. And then, again, we'll be talking very shortly, and I'll ping you on Slack as well.
Sweet.
Right?
All right. Take care. Cheers.
All right. Ciao.